Hello. We're gonna go today um, through market strategies, development, and marketing tools as well. Yesterday, Mohammed covered marketing campaigns, which are basically the building blocks to create your marketing strategy. We're going to discuss what is a marketing strategy, why do you need it, how it's actually different from a digital marketing strategy as well. Just a quick intro, I'm Sabreen, and I had both design and marketing at Vitech and Springring. So starting off, a marketing strategy is your typical plan to reach a specific goal that you have created, but it is a plan that is more focused and measurable. So it's not about how you are achieving your efforts, but the entire scope of what are you going to do, who you are going to target, what are you going to target them with, when, and that should all tie back to your main business or yearly objective when creating a marketing strategy. Any typical business, whether it's a B2B or a B2C, has basic marketing strategies, though these are the most common ones. So you can start off by producing a blog for your business, advertise, offer free resources, or have giveaways and contests. So a lot of people don't take advantage of the power of blogs. They are quite important in a sense of they are a great source of driving traffic back to your website. Now, if your blog content is very strong and very relevant to your business, it will show up on several Google searches. And if you think about it, all of your customers tend to use Google and search. So therefore, whatever topic you are writing in your blog can be addressed towards your specific product or service. It doesn't have to be directly related, but even writing about topics or subtopics that are quite related to your business will drive people to you as well. Advertising is the most well-known marketing strategy. That it's basically when you start either online or offline marketing your business, whether it is paid or by word of mouth. Free resources tend to be what you can provide on your website, such as, for example, as a quick sign up to share an article that you wrote or specific template. It's a great way of engaging your customers and actually even getting them to sign up. Giveaways and content and contests. These are used heavily in social media and retail stores, for example. It creates a lot of engagement. So it's a great marketing strategy for e-commerce to get customers engaged and back to your business. You also have SEO, podcasts, webinars, and email. These are great marketing strategies when you're looking at a broader sense of or a broader audience. SEO stands for your search engine optimization, and that has to do with the content and information that you have on your website. So the more relevant the content you have, Google actually goes through the entire and the number of pages that you have on your website and then rank them accordingly. To be ranked on the first page of Google, you need to have a very strong SEO. So whenever a potential customer is actually searching for you, it will appear in the on the top of the list. Podcasts actually are a great way um, since basically moving to the digital world and having presentations such as we're having now, or webinars where you get a specific guest speaker. It's a great way to engage customers and have them talk about your business, especially if the guests that you have are relevant to your business. It'll grab a lot more attention. So it's a great marketing strategy to get the word out about either your product or the service that you are providing. Email marketing covers basically any newsletters that you want to send out, not in a spam type way, but more informative. And this is a strong way to lead customers and get them or get existing customers back to you and your business. Now, there is a difference between a marketing strategy and a digital marketing strategy. A digital marketing strategy focus on anything that happens through online marketing channels. I think it's also important to note that not all marketing happens online. That's why there's a separation between a general marketing strategy and a specific digital marketing strategy. So anything that is happening online that is not, for example, done by word of mouth or networking outside the digital world will fall under a general marketing strategy. However, your social media channels, your emails, your podcasts and webinars, the ones that we stated earlier, are all part of a digital marketing strategy. What I've noticed, I guess the importance of the slide is that a lot of people tend to confuse a digital marketing strategy with a digital marketing campaign. Usually these words are used interchangeably when they're actually not. The strategy is the overall plan, what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, when, and it's a broader scope than a campaign. A campaign, well, for example, a digital marketing strategy can contain several marketing campaigns. So your campaign is actually a smaller part of your marketing strategy, and your group of campaigns are then put together to kind of achieve the goals that you want, that you have set out in your marketing strategy. So if you look at it, it's basically the small building blocks that you need to get you to your main goal that you've set in your strategy. Now, there are several steps to building a successful digital marketing strategy. And to begin with, the most important one is building your buyer persona. It's knowing who you are marketing to, who you are targeting. I mean, a while back in our previous presentations, it was all about knowing your customer. I was emphasizing on it's not enough about just knowing about them, but it's getting to the point of kind of obsessing about everything that they know and all of their interests, all of their hobbies. This is your key and most important research while building your marketing strategy. So the main aspects that you can hone in on and focus is the location where they are at, their age, their source of income, and their job title. Depending on your business and depending on your business, your product, and your service, these are important to identify before you start marketing in general. It's important to know where they are at, um, not just geographically, but also where do they hang out on? Are they usually on which social media channels? These um, things are important to kind of understand, because it will also drive your campaigns, it will drive the content, it will drive how you want to market to these specific people, um, including the income of the of your customers, especially if you are offering a very expensive product, then it's a way of segmenting all of your contacts and all of your potential customers. Um, you should also look into what are their goals, challenges, hobbies, and priorities. This is a more psychological look into your customers. It could be easier to target a customer based on location and based on job title, but also you can always target them indirectly if you know their hobbies, if you know what problems they are facing, especially for B2B type of services and products. You need to give that psychological factor. At the end of the day, marketing is all about psychology and emotions. As long as you understand your customers, and the better you understand the customers, the greater chances you will be able to reach out to them, connect with them, and then hopefully convert them into your actual customers. Now, all of this data can be obtained from web analytic tools. These are basically the biggest three. Market2 is an Adobe-based marketing engine. HubSpot is this massive email marketing beast, but it also has a lot of different features when it comes to creating a landing page, creating social media, content management, giving you even reports and analytics of your customers. And my personal favorite, which is Google Analytics. This is a free tool that Google provides to any business or any website that you can link together, and then you get to monitor everything and anything on your website and anyone who actually enters your website. That actually includes all of their psychological factors, including any hobbies and interests and previous searches that they've searched for, along with the general location, age range, and job description. The second part to creating a successful digital marketing strategy is to identify your goals and tools you need. Now, it's important to remember that a goal for one business is not necessarily the same as the goal for another business. So marketing requires a lot of trial and error, but your marketing efforts should line up with your general business goals. If it were to increase sales for this year or this quarter, or if it's just to increase brand awareness, your strategy should line up with the goals that you've set yourself as a business. So, sorry, can you mute the mic, please?
Guys, can you mute, please, Fatma?
So there are thousands of marketing tools out there. So these are literally just a few. And especially when it comes to marketing in general, there are several aspects to it, both online and offline, and a lot of digital assets that you can use. These literally are just the ones that I've used and tried out, but there are several others out there. It's all about what your business needs and what are your main marketing efforts. And I want you guys to know that just because it exists, it doesn't mean that you have to try it out or go for it. You need to reflect and have an idea of where is your business's strong suit. Just because, for example, Bahrain has a very strong Instagram market, if you do not want to target the GCC, then you don't actually have to use Instagram as a marketing tool, for example. So it depends on your business at the end of the day to see what is fit for you and what will benefit you and your marketing efforts. So I've mentioned earlier that HubSpot is a huge marketing engine with several features. It is not free, however. It is very detailed, and the more features you want to add on, the pricier it gets. While the top row that I have here are mostly for web analytics. So HubSpot will be great to analyze all of your marketing efforts and generate reports regarding your customers. Yoast is a SEO, it's an SEO tool that basically measures how well your website is performing on Google and how its content is relevant to what your clients and customers are searching for. And then also Google Analytics, which is Google's way of obtaining all customer information. Canva, Google Ads, and MailChimp are more, let's say, asset producing tools. So Canva can be used to create your social media posts. There is a free version of it, but there's also a paid business plan, which includes a lot more features. It's basically for the ones who do not know how to design, do not know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator or any design tools, but Canva is completely online. You can use that to create all of your social media assets that you can post later on. Google Ads is the main advertising channel for Google. It's usually when you are searching on or for a specific item or a specific website, you usually get these sponsored ads at the top. They're usually in text form only with no image or attachment involved. MailChimp is what you would use to create your email marketing. It's a very, very strong tool when it comes to creating all of your email contents and all of your marketing campaigns. So basically these three I'd use to create assets mostly. Later, Buffer and Hootsuite, so this bottom row, these are scheduling platforms. Now, I've expressed before that everything can be automated. So especially when it comes to your business and social media posting schedule, you do not need to have one person behind the phone 24/7 posting for you on all social media channels. Later is more specific for Instagram publishing. So you can actually create a whole calendar with all of your assets on it, even a year in advance, and just schedule them. They will automatically be pushed to Instagram, including captions and the image as well. They also offer very light web analytics or post analytics regarding Instagram, but it's basically they pull that information from Instagram based on your reach, your impressions, how many likes and comments you got per post. Buffer and Hootsuite actually cover all social media channels. So once again, you can just have months and months of calendar and content that you have lined up, completely scheduled, ready to go. Buffer and Hootsuite will push them to all social media platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, um, yeah, and Pinterest, I think, as well. So when it comes to web analytics, I recommend the top three. And when it comes to creating assets and content for your business, I think these are the three strongest. Canva, Google Ads, and MailChimp are the strongest to use. And then to schedule all of that content, you can go for later Buffer and Hootsuite to kind of just ease the pressure off yourself and focus more on monitoring instead of posting. Part of your marketing strategy needs to be self-evaluation of your business, of all your existing channels, and what assets and content you actually have. That includes any owned media, any earned media, and any paid media. Owned media is anything that you as a business have a control over. So it's all of your blog posts, it's all of your website content, your social media channels. These are all considered to be owned since you have control over them and you're the one who's putting the messaging out there. Earned media is basically what others are saying about you. It's not the engagement, but these are references. If there was a newspaper article posted about your business, that would be part of an earned media. If a different blog references your blog or your website or your product or your app, that falls under earned media. So it's the word of mouth and what other people are talking or when other people talk about your business. Paid media is quite straightforward. It's what you have paid and what you spent money on for others to see. And so part of it, of the strategy needs to include a plan of all your owned media. So that includes all your websites, your blog, your social media, and podcasts or webinars that you might be hosting. So these things need to be planned as part of your strategy. Now, if your main purpose as a business is to increase sales, then all of your marketing campaigns need to be directed, or all of your efforts need to be directed towards increasing sales and therefore generating more leads. So your website in general should be more sales oriented. Any blog that you put out there must either reference your website or encourage the reader to sign up just to capture leads. Your social media efforts or any social media campaigns that you put out there or throughout the year, or if it's a quarterly objective, they all need to have the same type of message leading the customer to enter their information and hopefully convert them to actual customers. Um, all of these working together need to fit in to be part of your marketing strategy. Again, this all depends on your business goals. So, for example, um, if you're an Instagram only business and what you're providing is retail or e-commerce, then your social media campaigns should all focus on increasing sales. So you won't really put a lot of effort into your website or into your blog, and then just focus mostly on social media and how people perceive you, and therefore gain more engagements, more referrals through that. To start off, it's best to rank your existing content based on engagement. Separating assets or your existing assets will make it easier to determine what your customers are most likely to engage with and what they're more likely to see. So just creating a general list of um, seeing them engage more with videos more than still images, or them completely ignoring graphics and more inclined towards photography. That will help you set a direction and a tone for what to do next. It's also important to identify gaps in your content, what you find missing, and what you might need to do. If you find your competitor writing about a specific topic or advertising about something relevant to your business, then you can actually use that idea to drive a new campaign. And it's always important to create a content creation plan. Now, content takes a long time to produce, especially if you're a small business, especially if you're a startup. But you also need to have a plan as to what type of content you want to create and also who is going to create it. Make sure that your efforts are manageable and it's not and actually fall within budget and in the time frame that you need. um, I think shooting for the stars and aiming for a full-fledged TV commercial if you're a startup might not work out um, for you, and it will not fit in with your business plan. But you do need to have a plan as to what type of content you are creating, who is creating it, and is it actually feasible. After you've planned your owned media, you need to see what others are talking about you, audit, monitor, and also plan all earned media campaigns. Now, there are several sources when it comes to earned media. So this is where other people are talking about your business, product, or service. The first one is direct traffic. Now, this is when someone already knows and heard of your business, opens their Chrome browser and types into your website straight away. That is called direct traffic. Now, however, number two, which is referrals, is when they are on a different website and it refers them back to your original website. So if a blog was mentioning, for example, the top 5 e-commerce retail stores in Bahrain, and your website is on it, somebody clicks on that link, that is counted as a referral. So it's not directly from the search or directly from the URL bar, but you were actually referred to by someone else, including Facebook links, by the way, or links on Instagram. These are all called referrals. Organic search is somebody just using Google or Yahoo or Bing to search for your company without being prompted by something else. So this is different than your paid search. Anything sponsored, anything that you've put money to come up at and be at the top of the Google page, that is paid. Organic is when they are just searching specifically for a product or a service, and you come up and they click on your website. That is more organic, coming from the customer themselves and not you driving them to your content. Social media is what we all know about. It's the channels that you've decided to sign up on and communicate with your potential customers. Any sorts of sponsored ads or promotions that you are having on social media, that is all paid. That's how basically it's a great way to increase brand awareness, but this type of source is also earned. It's not content that you own, but something that you've paid for. And after having or setting a plan and auditing all of your owned media, all of your earned media, it's also important to monitor all your paid media campaigns. And that includes everything that you put out on social media and anything that you put out on Google Ads. So all of these platforms actually have advertising capabilities that you can use. Social media marketing actually is a whole different topic with a whole different it's a whole different ballgame. It's part of your strategy, but going into it, I think will take us maybe another 3 to 4 hours. I think it's important to remember that each of these social media channels can have a different strategy. Now, your campaign strategy on Instagram can be completely different than your campaign strategy on Twitter or on LinkedIn. So as long as you align all of these together to kind of have the same message, to have the same tone, to have the same results, to achieve the goal of your marketing strategy. So that's how they all come in together. Even though each platform has its specific campaign strategy, they can all be aligned to one marketing strategy and one business plan and one business goal. And at the end, it's all about bringing your campaigns together. And that's combining everything that you have done from research to your personas, monitoring all of the tools that you have, all of your content, and putting it together. So it's going over all the buyer personas, making sure that all of your goals are aligned, going through all of your assets, whether owned, shared, referred to, or paid, and then making sure that they actually fit with your plans. Now, this is a huge task on one person to do and monitor. So starting out, it will be good to have all of this on an Excel sheet, mentioning basically what your main goal is, all of the assets that you are using, all of the assets that you own, all of the assets that you are using as a paid campaign, where they are going to be posted on. So it's important to actually have all of this documented, because chances are you'll forget over time, especially if this is a 4 month long strategy or even a 6 month or 1 year long strategy. It's important to have this somewhere that's easily accessible, and also remember to monitor all of your efforts. There's no use of putting an ad out there when you have no idea if it's performing well or not. Um, so having all of this information just in one core place that you can refer to and update, and also adjust over time. If you realize that you're actually targeting the wrong buyer personas for your business, then you need to adjust instead of let let your campaigns run. Um, and it's all about trial and error, reading and monitoring your efforts, and then adjusting accordingly to reach your business goals. It's the main focus of your business um, and marketing strategy. So once you have a goal in mind, um, then it's just a matter of research, creating content, planning, and adjusting.